Looks like the hose split. Yeah, that hose split.
Let's grow a pumpkin to talk about. Pumpkin to talk about. Backyard of your house. Pumpkin to talk about. Growing Brussels sprouts. Growing big. Pumpkin to talk about.
And basically what I did yesterday is try to
Pumpkin to talk
sink some steel poles into the ground and cement them in with some Quickcrete. What we will do today is I've cleaned up a little more back here, throwing away some more stuff. And by throwing away, I mean throwing over the wall. It's a fun way to get rid of stuff. Throw it over the wall as per the landlord's direction. So my plan today is set up at least half of our drip irrigation. So this is the kit that I bought off of Haas. Got the 8mm drip tape irrigation kit. We've got the drip tape, we've got the main line, we've got a pressure regulator and filter, a hole punch. We have the main line T, we have figure 8 end clamps, that's to clamp off the end of the main lines. Yeah, we got those. We got couplings, we have row starts, row ends, a couple drip tape couplings, and some goof plugs. And I should have considered the length of the bed. So in short, we're running about 29 feet from this end to this end. This kit only came with about 20 row starts and ends. And my plan is to do one line of drip tape for every foot. The emitters are 12 inches apart, so we want to have the emitters be a foot apart and the rows be a foot apart. We want to have the lines running this way, perpendicular to the main vine, so that as your side vines are growing this way, back and forth, you don't have to worry about your pumpkin vines crossing the drip tape. So we want to be able to run them parallel to the secondary vines. Since we only have enough for 20 feet, in the meantime, I'm going to order some more of the plugs to finish off the end of the bed. I'm only setting up this big first part, the first 14 or so feet. We're going to set this up for drip tubing today. My plan is, since we have kind of an incomplete kit, this end here is going to supply this end of the bed. I'll put some tubing on here, just like several inches or whatever on the left side. I'll cap that off with one of these. Tie it off so that no water goes anywhere else on the left side, and I'll order some more of these pieces here so that we can, as the season goes on, we'll prepare the rest of the bed. The ones with the valves I'll probably order, and then we'll have them on the left side so that as the season progresses, we're not over watering it. We can turn on access as we need. So my plan is I measure a little more than half the length of the bed here for the main line before putting the T in the hose supply. A little more than half. I figure with that end of the bed being a little shorter in width, it won't require the same amount of pressure, so I can probably get away with having the majority of this, just barely the majority, on the right side. I don't know what I'm doing, I don't have experience doing this, but I've watched a couple of videos like from Lazy Dog Farms on YouTube, from Dawson Acres, for them setting up their stuff, so we'll just try to emulate what we saw. Okay, we've got that laid out on this side. We want to weigh it down. Alright, so before cutting this, I'm going to set up the pressure regulator and filter onto the hose with a little bit of plumber tape, just so we don't have leaks. Okay, there's our filter feel like this is a good spot to cut. Now we also need to cut a short section of this pipe to put on the end here before connecting to the T. We've got our T, we've got our pipe. The idea being you put this one onto the T and secure it, and twist the nut into place, nice and secure. Pop it onto the regulator, same thing, tighten it into place. There we go, now right down. We will hook up this side of the T to the main line, tighten it down. We'll cut another little section to clamp it off. We want to have enough so it'll actually clamp properly. This is one of those clips that we can use to fold this over onto itself to seal it off. Put it down into place. Take this bit, fold. There we go. Make sure to clamp this down nice and tight. And then we'll do an end clamp on the other side as well. It's a good place to cut. Okay, now I'm gonna go turn on the water supply and we'll see if this runs at all. Nice. Okay, we had a slight leak on the bottom of the filter. Tighten the bottom up, no more leak. So these are holding pretty well. Clear the line. Nice. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm just going to do that 14 more times. Okay, we got the first one set up. As you can see there, we've got drippage. And I'll show the process for the rest of these. Looks like the hose split. Yeah, that hose split. Another problem to figure out, huh? Anyway, so we've got the first one, doing 12-inch spacing. So, right here is a foot. Punch a hole. Take one of these row starts, open up the drip tape, slide that onto there real nice. Make sure it's as high as up as you can get it. Twist this sucker down, and then pop this in. And listen for the pop. So that one's hooked up now, and then we'll measure another foot. Okay, we've got holes poked along up until the stopper area. We've got our rows laid out for the first half of the bed or so. Tried to line these up as well as I could. So here's what we do for closing off the end of the row. You fold this over on itself once or twice. I think that should be enough. And we'll repeat this process a couple times. Alright, so I did go back through on all of these and fix how I rolled them up. This is a good example. I shouldn't have had the end of the thing poking out this way whatsoever, so I made sure to fold it in on itself 2 to 3 times. And did that for all these, but they're still kind of leaking, so we'll see. At least on these ones, the end of the row, the emitter is dripping, while at the beginning of the row, they're not. See, on this entire row, the first hole closest to the emitter is not dripping. Where'd it go? There it is. This is the entire row doing that. But the rest of it looks okay. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Stop that leak. But hey, we got it going, right? And that hose is leaking too, so while this isn't perfect, it's certainly an improvement. So I guess I'll figure out the leaking on the ends and replace that hose. Anyway, check in later.